Yes, we are faced with a whole gamut of challenges. We'll have to accept that and go forward. Uh, the first thing for me is to embrace technology because going towards education 4.0 and thereafter to uh, adapting to technology is going to be the only key to ensure all that we have envisioned. And for that, how we will be able to train our educators, how they will become comfortable to use these technologies in their daily pedagogies in the delivery system. That's of going to be a very important task. Setting up of uh, national and regional uh, platforms where the educators can be trained hands-on on some of the most advanced technologies and pedagogies that will have to go with this uh, student-centric approach. Now that's going to be one. Second, the more difficult and what we have already been talking is for all this to happen, if we have to uh, give to our nation a very skilled human resource with high ethical and value component, creative component. Uh, it's very important that we have very highly motivated and dedicated personnel in this educational sector. We do have a good number. I should appreciate we see a lot of good work happening, but that would still be, I don't have the exact statistics, probably Geeta would be able to tell us, but maybe 20, 30% is a very reasonable estimate, I would say. So we should begin with uh, uh, providing them that extra leverage, the recognition, and set a very healthy competition. I think that's going to be the way forward. And the realization that we are not doing a small task, teaching a set of students in a school, that's how it would look like. But somewhere subtly, we are all, as teachers, uh, having a key responsibility in nation building. If that sense of responsibility is driven, I think it would make a huge difference. All of us are intrinsically capable to deliver. It's just that motivation and dedication levels, if that can be kind of kindled at micro levels, I think there'll be magic here. And so one is about adapting to technologies. Second is motivating. And for that, if some salary revisions is essential, yes, we have been talking about empowering teachers, absolutely essential. There is no way forward. The teachers have to be fully empowered to create a societal transformation. But we should also realize that when we are talking about empowerment, unless you empower the right people, it's going to be more disastrous. So you will have to attract the best brains into the teaching fraternity, and then kind of give them the freedom to and empower them. I think that's what is the key challenge. Uh, well, we'll have to have a separate session on how we are going to tackle these problems. It's not going to be easy. I know we have very
Yeah.
experienced people here and a lot of statistics, a lot of experience. That's, I think, a topic for a separate discussion. But yes, these are
Thank
challenges we have to work on.
How do we get the teacher intrinsically motivated? That is the big, big thing. And I believe that schools that do well are those that make the teacher have self-belief that they can do wonders, that they can do, that they are such people of such capacity, that they can make a difference, such a massive difference to the outcomes for their children, which will be lifelong, enduring changes for the better in the lives of the hundreds of children that they would teach, in each year perhaps. So I think that that's very important. I believe that the reason why teacher training has not been so effective as one might hope for, because there certainly has been a lot of effort, there's been a lot of institutions to do teacher training, there's been money in it as well. There's meant to be 21 days of in-service teacher training by the government. The government pays for it every year for the whole of the, all the elementary school teachers. So why is it that despite all this effort and time and money, it's not yielded the results? And I believe that an important part of the reason must be that the teacher training, the content of teacher training is very theoretical. It's not in-class coaching. If there were the teacher trainee was going to class, and there was a coach going to observe her, give her micro level comment, feedback, affirming and motivating, supportive comments, and then going back, that teacher trainee going back, the whole system was invested in it. I believe teachers would take it seriously and it would be good. And I think that it also needs to be the case that those who have gone through such a system are rewarded properly. It should not be that everybody, gets the same reward. So these are some thoughts.
So let's talk of the status of teachers in India. Like Professor Shankar was saying, Dr. Shankar was saying that teachers have been considered as gurus and they've been sikshak, etc., etc. And Sanskrit mein bahut shlok hai where you talk about the kinds of teachers there are. And so teachers have always had a very important position, number one. But over time, we've noticed that students have always been encouraged over the years, the past, even in our time, to first go as to become bureaucrats or to become engineers or to become doctors. And those who are not able to get anywhere, they then fall back and say, chalo kuch nahi karenge, so we can teach. So and at that time, the salaries of teachers was not good enough. Now the salaries of teachers are good enough. And yet we feel that the teachers are coming into, people are coming into the teaching profession when they've tried for many years in the IAS or the, wanting to be engineers, they can't do it. They want to do this, that, the other. And this is a backup profession. So where I see the wonderful thing that's happening is, if to become a good lawyer, you have to choose after class 12 that I can go into engineering or medical or into law. Good, that they can now say, after class 12, I want to be a teacher. So there will be a huge shift, because better students, those who want to come into the teaching profession, will have to opt for it after class 12. They will have to take it at that point of time. So they have to be motivated enough to come into becoming teachers. I hope that will solve a lot of the issues that we have regarding the kind of people who come in. So now good students who really want to go into the teaching profession will start getting into B.Ed. The 2-year program was helping these who just want it as a backup job. So that will go away, number one. So I imagine that once we've got a motivated bunch, we come to the 4-year program. Now, the Lucknow University, and when I was director of the Academic Staff College, we did a collaborative research project, and a project which was funded by the government of UP, where we developed a 4-year degree program at least 5 years, 6 years back. And in that 4-year program, the way we had structured it is, we took our teachers and we were training them, the teachers from BSc, the teachers who are teaching BSc, the teachers who are teaching BA classes. They were taken to California State University, Long Beach, for training programs on how to use innovative and effective pedagogy for delivering course content in the class. So what was happening was that when the student was coming in to study BSc, the teacher was not just teaching him the content for, say, zoology, but was also teaching him how to use an effective pedagogy for delivering the course content. Now, what is going to happen is, when a student does a BSc or a BA degree, they will do, in the first half, they would be studying the subject. And in the second half of the day, they would be working on pedagogy. So when it goes simultaneously, there will be more understanding of how to blend both. The other thing is that what we call practice teaching, the focus will shift to practice teaching. And practice teaching will be introduced much earlier in the syllabus than it was before. because there's going to be focus on actual research. If you're looking at the B.Ed programs, there's a huge overhaul in the B.Ed program, the training. So there will be more practice teaching, and there'll be practice teaching every semester. There will be more research-oriented or action research-oriented work that the students would have to do for those who are training to become teachers. So I believe that their motivation level and their expertise will go up far more. Of course, we have to strictly work on motivation. Somehow, I think the idea of giving teachers a better status in society has to do with the mindset of the people. If in our homes we say, "Arey, ye to sirf teacher hai," so the mindset will have to change. I opted to be a teacher in the higher education sector. Everyone said you opted to be a teacher, but it also depends on how motivated you are to make a place for yourself in society. And I think that the mindset will change eventually. Earlier, we thought all and sundry became lawyers. But ever since we've got the CLAT exam, the entrance for CLAT, for people to get in after class 12, the kind of status that the lawyers have experienced is different. And now young girls, a lot of girls, boys are taking a decision in class 12. So they're working in the corporate sector and so many other sectors. It's not just, so the quality of lawyers has gone up. I've noticed over the years that the quality of people coming into law and the legal professions gone up. It will happen for teachers also. Teacher preparation is not just one training and it's over. Therefore, upskilling of teachers, therefore, reskilling or, for them to be understanding that they would have to do, the whole system will have to be a continuous, a continuous process of every 2 years or every 3 years. When there's new technology, all institutions will have to think about what steps they will take. Even government will think about it, I'm sure. So the whole challenge lies for getting quality teachers. The minute the quality of the teachers increases, the more difficult it becomes for them to become teachers.
Right.
The more people realize that it's not being pushed by corruption, things will change. I believe it will change. And we must have faith that, things are going to improve and that they are trying to put systems in place which will work. So when we look at the 4-year program, the challenge will be in how do you have a more, vibrant and a more what should I call it? I can't get the word. A program that is going to actually focus on preparing them for the classroom.
Yeah,
and the second
more
thing I
robust
think is also to talk about teacher motivation. We never ever tell the teacher when they're being trained how important they are. It's like a moral science class for them. Somebody comes and talks about the values of a teacher, etc., etc. You've got 200 things, qualities that a teacher must have, patience, this, that. Whenever I've seen the education departments, they talk like that. And I don't think that's how it will work. Because when you want them motivated from within, it's a far more challenging task. It's not about just taking them into a class and teaching them about it. It's also about making sure that it's integrated into the day-to-day training that is taking place. So I think few years down the line, just as for lawyers, just as for engineers and doctors, the minute that you'll watch that there's going to come a national level entrance examination for just as you have CLAT, you'll start having state level examinations or entrance examinations for a BA, B.Ed, BSc, B.Ed, and it will go up because students from class 12 will begin to come in. So I think there should be a change there. And you'll see a change in status.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
We are getting paid as much as any IS officer. As a professor, I know that my salary is equivalent to an additional chief secretary salary. Yeah. But we don't feel accountable. The additional chief secretary sits in his office from morning till evening. And a teacher will want to just come into the class for 2 hours or 3 hours and would like to go away and say we're doing research.
Right.
So we'll have to look at so many other things.